Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to an episode of The Back Pages. Of course, Monday today rather than Sunday, due to the fact 3 of the Scottish Premiership games were played yesterday. But we still go on with the same format. You know how it works. If you do enjoy the series, then welcome back. If you don't enjoy the series, then tough luck. Anyway, big results for both Celtic and Rangers yesterday. Celtic demolishing Hibs 3-0 and Rangers doing the exact same thing to Motherwell 5-1 with a win at Fir Park. I'm sure the papers will be making something interesting of it. So let's jump in and see. Right, and let's start off with everybody's favourite on a Monday. This is a good thing about the Monday. The papers are cheaper, the paper choices are better. I mean, look at this, 85 pence on a Monday. You don't get a record on a Sunday, and the average price is at least like $1.50 on a Sunday for a paper. So I prefer these Monday editions. But on the front page, we've got a wee bit about Ayeti and also Jordan Jones. But the back page is dominated by the man himself, the man who went off injured after scoring yesterday. I'll be on Ayeti. Payne and Dane. Celtic strike ace Ayeti as a doubt for Old Firm showdown as Lenny eyes a new defender. There you go, there's a big record exclusive for you. A wee bit of Celtic transfer talk. Look, if you want a more in-depth Celtic transfer talk tomorrow about this player in particular and some other news that could be in the offing, make sure to hit the like button. Let's go for 200 likes. If you can get 200 likes in this video, we'll do a specific Celtic transfer talk outlining the details of the player, positions, prices, history, stats, everything else. The usual way we do things around here. But aye, that is what's dominating the back page, along with Jordan Jones up the top. Meet the real Jordan Jones. Stephen Gerrard insists Jordan Jones can be a man at Rangers that plays a key part if he keeps the fine form shown at Fir Park. I watched the game yesterday before the Celtic game came on, and it was a great goal that Jordan Jones scored. A solid performance from Rangers all round. I mean, if you win 5-1, you're doing something right. And Jordan Jones, someone who moved to Rangers with a lot of potential after doing quite well at Kilmarnock. Not really had the chance at Rangers. He's not really been given any starts. I think that was his first league start in about a year. Really taking it up yesterday, doing well. But the main man, Ayeti, scoring again yesterday, just showing how good a player he is. He's in the right place at the right times all the time. And that's 5 league goals now, but of course now he's out for a few weeks, which isn't exactly great. But I know what you want to hear about. You want to hear about this defender that Celtic are apparently looking at. So let's see what the Daily Record is saying in terms of this defender. So the record is saying Celtic are pondering a move for Aarhus left-back Kasper Højer, but will be left without Albin Ayeti for the Old Firm showdown. Of course, it's not confirmed yet if he will definitely miss the Old Firm, but it is looking likely with an injury that will take a few weeks to recover from. Absolutely gutting, because I think he would have been fantastic against Rangers, would have really helped sweeten up those chances that perhaps McGregor or McLaughlin would parry. He's not there now, it's a shame. But the 1.5 million rated Højer is a live option as Celtic look to strengthen the position. The Dane has just over a year left on his current contract, and the 25-year-old is also attracting interest from Watford in the English Championship. Celtic remain keen on Charlton's Alfie Doughty, but other avenues are being explored. Lennon admits he faces a fraught final week of the transfer window. He said, "We are spinning a few plates on a couple players. We want to add maybe just one to the squad and keep everybody else. It's going to be fraught because it's the last week. There could be a lot of people scrambling for players, but we don't want to sell anybody, and I think that we're quite strong at the minute." Well, Lennon wants to add to the squad. He has lost a Yeti for Thursday's Europa League playoff against Sarajevo and possibly the Old Firm game against Rangers. So there you go, there is talk of the man that we're looking at to strengthen the left-back position. Of course, it's a position we all know we need to improve. Greg Taylor has come under a lot of criticism at the start of this season. Look, I like Greg Taylor. I think he will get better as time goes on, but even if we have Taylor as our first team option, who else is our left back at the club? No one. We've got nobody. Ballingolly's gone. Johnny Hayes left the club. We are really, really scarce in that area of the park, so we do need depth. Maybe first team quality as well. A lot of people don't want to see Taylor being the starting left back. Me, I'm not too fussed. As I said, I think he'll get better. I like Greg Taylor. But there is a definite point that he's not been that great at the start of this season. He definitely can improve. But there you go. We are looking at a couple of players. Alfie Doughty being one. We spoke about him on the channel a couple of weeks ago. And now this guy from Aarhus, what's his name again? Kasper Højer. So hopefully we'll see one of these guys arrive in the next week or so. The rest of the record, just giving a match review from the Celtic Hibs game yesterday, the same with Rangers. The hotline, now here we go, this is my favourite part. We've got the daily record hotline today, and the quote of the day: Gary McAllister's touting Ryan Kent for an England call-up. Don't make me laugh, Clark Kent would get a game first. I mean, maybe being a bit harsh on Ryan Kent's ability there, but it is true. Like, he's never going to get an England call-up. There's no chance. If you're telling me that Ryan Kent is going to get in over the likes of the players that England possess at the minute, you know, your Raheem Sterlings, your Jack Grealishes, everybody else, come on, wake up, let's be honest. That's not me coming out on this channel and saying that Ryan Kent is not a good footballer, because undoubtedly he is. We all know how good he's been at the start of this season. Right now, he's playing like the best player in the country. He's undoubtedly been miles beyond anyone else, especially in that area of the park. And that's fair play to him, because for a long time I said he was the most overrated player in the league. Last year I didn't rate him at all, but he's turned a corner, and so far this season he's been great. But an England call-up, I mean, he could be right. Maybe Clark Kent does get in over Ryan Kent in the English team right now. A lot of the hotline quotes are just coming about the Celtic and Hibs game. A lot of people saying that this week the Hibs didn't have the officials to rely on. A lot of people saying they brought nothing to the game. Look, I think to say that they rely on officials for a point against Rangers would be harsh. They played really well yesterday, of course, they just didn't turn up. And then my favourite piece in the record today, a big piece on Frimpong and Turnbull. Catch him if you can. Skipper Brown hails flying Frimpong in top class. Turnbull, yesterday Turnbull and Frimpong's performances were top notch, and I think Turnbull has really showed why he could be a first team player at Celtic. I want to see him starting, give him a chance. I really want to see Turnbull being one of the guys that we turn to week in, week out as one of our key players, and I think he's got the potential to do that. He's carried Motherwell for a long time. He's a guy that's, you know, set for the top, and if we give him the chances, we keep giving him minutes and we give him starts, he's only going to get better. And Jeremy Frimpong's just a special wee player. You know, there's still a lot for him to work on his game. He's not the perfect player quite yet, but he's definitely coming on strides week in, week out. And finally, the last thing we'll talk about the record is a piece from Keith Jackson, an opinion piece saying it's squeaky bum time for Lennon, for Gerrard, for our national game, insisting the importance of getting through these Europa League ties on Thursday, and Scotland as well against Israel. You know, it's a really big week or so moving forward into the international break. We need to show that our country, our game is developing and get forward to the Europa League groups again. Rangers with a tough tie against Galatasaray, Celtic taking on Sarajevo, who we've played in the past, and Scotland ultimately in a position that we've not really had for a long time, and that is a potential chance of qualifying for an international tournament. So a big week. He is right. Is it squeaky bum time? Will this determine where our game is? I wouldn't say so. The circumstances we find ourselves in this year is unprecedented. One tie affairs. Really, you look at this any other year, it could be completely different. The competitions are all over the place, so, and the fixture congestion, everything else. Daily Records took up a good 10 minutes today, so we're going to have to fly through these last couple of papers. The Daily Express, their back page today. Lovely big advert. The industry's dying. We need to rent out the back pages. But aye, if you do skip forward, Casper to get call. Once again, Celtic looking to add Danish defender Aarhus left back Casper Hoyer has moved onto Celtic's transfer radar as Croc striker Albin Igeti faces missing out the upcoming Old Firm clash. It's really worrying seeing these things about him potentially missing the Old Firm. Will Lee Griffiths get a call up before then? Will Patrick Kamara score more goals before then? Perhaps we'll find ourselves in a good position anyway, but there is no denying Igeti would be fantastic for the game, and to miss him out after what a start to the season he's had would be so sad. It's just a nightmarish scenario. But you've got El Yunusi scoring yesterday as well. Look, we're not short of options. We've got good calls, and apart from that, it's just kind of match reviews in the back pages of the Daily Express. Marley is going to take some stop, and Aberdeen manager Derek McInnes has tipped match winner Marley Watkins to become a double-figure Don on loan from Bristol City. Good performance from him yesterday. Aberdeen 3-0 win. They are flying again after a defeat to Motherwell last week. And we'll finish it up with the Scottish Daily Mail today, which has a lovely photo of Rupert Everett and Julia Roberts on the front page. Of course, the star of Pretty Woman. Joking, we're here for the back pages anyway. Andy Murray taking up the back pages. Lost in France. Andy crashes out after tame display at Roland Garros. It's a shame. I'm a big fan of Andy Murray, I must admit, apart from the Castore stuff. I've always been an Andy Murray fan when it comes to the tennis, and a lot of people don't like him. Not much. Manager is in no rush to sell stars this window. Look, it is important we keep a hold of our team this week. Hopefully no one leaves. That includes Christopher Ayer, Olivier Cham. That is generally it. That's all that's in there. It's all about the tennis. It's 3 pages on tennis, 1 on football, and it's only about Celtic, nothing about Rangers. That goes to show you who's on top. But aye, let's hope that we keep a hold of our team coming into the end of this transfer window. Let's hope we can make an addition over on that left-hand side of the park. Ultimately, we want it to be the strongest we can be. If we were to lose Christopher Ayer now, if we were to lose Olivier Cham now, if we were to lose anybody now, it would leave us in a position where we'd be squabbling to add someone else in. We need the depth, we need cover over the park. And Christopher Ayer, for as much as I think he can be overrated, for as many mistakes as he can make, overall, you're looking at a great defender at Celtic. He's someone who's served the team very well over the last 3 years. Some of his tackles have been brilliant. He's got a very good winning mentality. He celebrates like there's no tomorrow. He's a guy who I would be wanting to keep at the club for the foreseeable future. So let's hope that we keep a hold of our team. We don't sell anybody. If the price is right, perhaps we need to, but ultimately, let's get that left back in. Let's bring someone into the club. If you have enjoyed, make sure to hit like and subscribe. It's been a very interesting Monday morning with the news in the papers. Celtic are looking to add to the team. That's what matters most. If you want that Celtic transfer talk tomorrow, with a player profile on the Aarhus defender, like the video, 200 likes, and I'll see you all next time.